Investigations, alerts, breaking news.
Days after a student goes on a deadly attack in Santa Barbara, how students and staff are now remembering those lives that were taken too soon.
In the wake of recent shootings at schools across the nation, what local school officials are doing to keep campuses safe.
And one class clown that has no trouble graduating. She has top grades, but we'll show you her surprising career goals.
Broadcasting live in high definition. This is KBAK Eyewitness News at 6.
The University of California Santa Barbara campus held a memorial today in honor of the 6 students killed in Friday's deadly rampage.
Thousands of students gathered on campus for a moment of silence.
I would ask that we now pause for a moment of silent remembrance.
Today, people posted messages and memories of the victims on giant boards across campus. Police say 22-year-old Elliot Rogers stabbed his roommates to death before going on a shooting around Isla Vista, leaving 6 dead and hurting 13 others.
These are 6 real people, members of our UCSB family that are no longer with us, and really just remembering those that we have lost and cherishing the time that we had with them.
UC President Janet Napolitano says the entire University of California system will keep flags lowered to half-staff through Sunday.
It was a day of mourning at the University of Santa Barbara, and students from Kern County who attend the Isla Vista School reflected on the recent tragedy. Eyewitness News reporter Jose Gaspar is live in Santa Barbara where the memorial service has just ended. Jose.
Tom, the memorial service ended just a little while ago here at the Harder Stadium at UC Santa Barbara. You know, this was a very moving service. As a matter of fact, a couple of the family members, or at least one family member of one of the victims who spoke out here today, remembered his son in a very moving tribute. And as you know, this day was also declared by the university as a day of mourning and reflection as well. But for one Bakersfield student, he tells me that the last few days have been very surreal. There are signs that life is returning to normal at UC Santa Barbara and surrounding community. The last few days have been very difficult.
Everybody was on edge and very nervous, and you know, there was a very stressful atmosphere.
Pedro Villalobos is a sophomore student at UCSB, a graduate from Centennial High School in 2012. And for 2 years, life, he says, has been good here.
Coming in, you know, 2 years ago, I would have never imagined that, you know, my community would have been affected by, you know, this act of violence. Never in a million years would have thought that this would have happened at my school.
It was an act of violence that has deeply shaken this community, the students and residents. Makeshift memorials pay tribute to the fallen students. Messages written on the sidewalk like this one. Kate, I don't know if there is a heaven, but I sure hope so that one day I can join you.
People are very, you know, just sad and angry. You know, these students were all so young. There was one who was about to graduate, and there was one first-year student, and it's all, at least one first-year student, and it's just very difficult.
Pedro and fellow students from Bakersfield are a close-knit group. They immediately reached out to each other when the violence broke out.
There's a strong sense of, you know, community within us, you know, that we're here for each other. We know where we come from, and, you know, we just feel a strong bond with each other, and we're here to support each other.
And though it may appear life is returning to normal here, it will take time before the emotional wounds can heal.
There's definitely some who are taking it, you know, better than others are. Especially, there's a lot of people who were really close to some of the victims, and so they are having a harder time, you know, dealing with all of the events and processing what has gone on.
Here at Harder Stadium, as you can see, the flag is flying at half-mast, as is the flag is in a similar position in and around Santa Barbara in general. And again, for students here, it's been a very somber day, a day of reflection for many of them, as they have told me, as they try to come to grips and make sense as to how this happened. And as several students have said, we should all learn to, essentially, learn how to love one another. Live in Santa Barbara, Jose Gaspar. Now back to the studio.
All right, Jose, thanks so much.
And here back at home, local schools are forced to confront what happened at UCSB. Reporter Anthony Bailey joins us with how they're reacting. Anthony?
Well, Courtney, today we spoke with the CSUB campus police chief about their ongoing security presence and any changes that may have been brought on by the recent shootings. Now, several students that we spoke with said that they feel safe on campus. Police Chief Marty Williamson says he is working hard to maintain that feeling there on campus while the students are attending class. But it's something that they were, if something were to happen, they said that they are prepared for that. Williamson says that they have a range of training, including active shooter scenarios, that have equipped their officers there with a game plan to react if a shooter was to open fire there on campus.
So we are as prepared, I think, as anyone can be, especially when you're talking about being reactive, because you just don't know the total situation. So if somebody did that, yeah, it'd be safe to say that we would probably be able to engage that person within about 90 seconds to 2 minutes.
Now, this afternoon, we also had a chance to reach out to some of the other school districts here in the area, and the folks that we talked to did tell us that they have had to refresh and issue a refresher course for staffs on their campus about their security plans. Back to you.
It's a lovely Tuesday, no doubt about that. Temperatures are warm, certainly about 10 degrees warmer than they should be, but the humidity is so low it feels really nice outside. Currently 94 degrees with only 10% humidity, making it feel about 89 degrees. We've got moderate air quality, but even that's going to be getting better with time. Winds out of the northwest at 10, and temperatures in the mid-90s here in the South Valley. Upper 70s in Tehachapi and the mid-70s in the Fraser Park area, and you can see we're at 90 degrees still in Lake Isabella. And temperatures at this hour below 100 over in Ridgecrest. They had a high of 103 this afternoon, 94 here in town, and 82 up on the Grapevine, 60s along the coast, and you can see the dew points are quite low here, but along the coast from Santa Barbara over to Los Angeles, dew points way up, and some low clouds and fog taking place there in the morning hours. Winds now out of the northwest. They have been gusting up into the 20 and 30 mile per hour range, especially in the mountain and desert regions. And other than some low clouds along the coast and a few high clouds coming up from the south, we've got pretty nice weather, and temperatures tonight will be pleasantly warm. We'll be into the upper 80s. Probably through sunset. Look for the temperature to slip into the mid 60s first thing tomorrow morning, and in the Kern County mountains, breezy and mild. Temperatures there in the 70s will drop down to 54 degrees first thing on Wednesday morning. Full forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Tom and Courtney, back to you.
Thank you, Miles. A sinkhole has opened in the same neighborhood where just a few months ago another one nearly swallowed a car whole. Eyewitness News reporter Mimi Alcala is live in Central Bakersfield with the latest. Mimi?
I'm here live at Ellen First Streets, and if you look right beside me, you can see a crew is here on the scene working on a large sinkhole that's formed in the middle of the street. The hole appears to be about 4 feet deep, and the strange part is that just in December, a different sinkhole just halfway down the street from this one actually swallowed up a car. City officials ordered a complete replacement of the caved-in sewer line after that pipe deteriorated, and it took several weeks to fix. Although this sinkhole is in the same area, Cal Water officials say this should be a quick fix and is an unrelated issue. Reporting live in Central Bakersfield, I'm Mimi Alcala, Eyewitness News.